Happy Hump Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Dating Diaries. My name is Christal XO, and I am one half of your conversationalist for the Dating Diaries. The other half is, of course, the other half is, of course,
Bam! Happy
Scorpio Mo.
What up?
What's going on? Happy Wednesday to you, friend.
Happy Wednesday to you, everyone in the chat. Hope y'all all gather in. Buckle up. We're gonna have a good time tonight. How are you? So far, midway through the week.
Midway. No, you know what? I have a very big weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Very big weekend with the polo. Edna, it's gonna be a good night because Edna is here at 8:01.
Okay, bright and early. Okay.
Not 8:02, but 8:01. Edna, come on in. What's up, Tamika? Tisha. Linnell was here early.
Okay, ladies, I see y'all all. Okay.
Yeah. But it's a few things we want to, we're gonna have a good show tonight, but I want to talk about a few things before we get started, if that's okay with you.
Quite good with that. Let's go.
All right. So just like the rest of the world, I saw Cardi B. Well, she sat down with your girl Gail.
I saw a small clip.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on her being, having a baby with Stephon Diggs? I did not expect. I kept hearing the chats that she was, hey, Tina Bree, hey, Blondie, Tasha, what's good? I didn't expect Cardi to be pregnant. I did not. Color me surprised.
The funny thing is, she was pregnant the last album rolled out.
Every single one. I feel as though it's almost like, are we doing this on purpose? Is this the way we roll out the albums?
See, it's tough for me as a man. I don't want to speak too much of it because this is going to come off crazy, me speaking. I'm going to get out of women's business.
Right. Okay, well,
I will say this.
I want to hear what you got to say.
I will say this. I am, and I'm not putting any negative energy onto her relationship, but I will say, it'd be interesting how this unfolds.
Yeah, because I did a little research on Stephon Diggs. He has been quite a busy bee.
Mm-hmm.
He's been quite a busy bee, and there were several people that he's dated. Ironically, the girl he used to date, Tay.
Hmm?
She is, she's a cougar.
Tay Hackett.
Yeah, he's 31. She's 47, 48, and I'm well familiar with her because she's been here in Atlanta for a long time. Mm-hmm. He's also been he also dated Carisha. And several other women, but Cardi, I was talking to a friend of mine because I did not, my daughter was like, Mom, she shouldn't have to tell people if she's pregnant. I don't think it's that. I think it's the album rollout. And people do want to know because the last baby was born right when her and Offset, it seems like they were going their separate ways. And she's only 32 years old, man. 32 years old, 4 babies.
This is
That's hard.
I'm very understanding when I see stuff like this of our parents' generation when they would tell us things.
Yeah. And
we wouldn't listen, would think we're, especially if you're making money, it's like we thing figured out and now when you're older, you can see everything coming a mile away. I mean, with young people, maybe not for yourself always, but definitely for the generation behind you. We can see things.
You could come and see it for yourself. You'd be like, "Oh, this is probably not a good idea."
Yeah.
Yeah, and Blondie said she could tell. I saw the videos. I was just hoping that maybe she was just, not in tip-top fitness shape. I was hoping that it was not what it is. But I mean, she's obviously able to take care of her children. she said that I enjoyed the interview with Gail. Gail kind of took it easy on her because Gail usually be giving people the business.
I don't understand. They're gonna say it's a pregnant woman, and if she goes hard, you know what I'm saying? She's pregnant. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Well, Tina Bree says social media says she has the money to raise the children. What's the problem? Well, that's not all it takes to raise children, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, it takes a little bit more than money to raise children. And these babies are so close together. The Blossom and also I don't know what this baby's gonna, but this baby's gonna be born before February. In fact, she has released a tour schedule.
I saw that.
And I wonder this, and I'd love the ladies to chime in the chat. This whole idea of being able, she said, I don't have any weak women in my family, to drop the baby and start tour rehearsal. So the baby must be coming before the end of the year, right? Because if she's going on tour in February, she's got to do rehearsals and get ready for the tour at least 4 weeks. Cardi may need a little bit more than that. But I wonder when it became like a thing. I did this article a long time ago on why it's perceived that women have to feel pressure to snap back. So you have to drop a baby and then all of a sudden look sexy. Like, what? So drop a baby and go right on tour.
Who said that?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where did we do this? Why did we start this?
It's not, I don't think it's a healthy trend. And I think nobody's charging her. Now, do they want her to get back? But not like, don't rush it and.
Oh, she's rushing it. She's pregnant now. Now it's September.
Right.
The album comes out now. She goes on tour in February. She has to have the baby. And there's no 6 months to do her body again. There's no time. There's not an additional 6 months after the baby in between now and February.
Yeah.
That she looked pregnant. But she can't, I would give her 6 or 7 months. She can't be, Linda B and I are on the same page. 6 or 7 months. She probably gonna have the baby before Christmas. And then, now Tammy says Rihanna obviously doesn't give a damn. I don't agree. Rihanna been sitting down. Rihanna not doing no music.
And she's a billionaire.
But she's not doing anything. She's selling cosmetics, but she's not. She did that show at the Super Bowl, and that was it. We didn't get no music. She wasn't in the studio. Rihanna actually, I think, she actually seems like she's enjoying her pregnancy. She's enjoying her family. Cardi will have 4 kids, all under the age of 10. And I just wonder, does this give us an opportunity to enjoy? Or is it just, because she said, even that song Outside, it seemed like the song Outside was her response to Offset. I'm outside, I'm having fun. He's an athlete, he's bigger, he's so big and tall, I'm so small. Yeah, and she said to the young girl, she was like, look how big he is. We all anyway, but yes, point, I don't know. I pray for Cardi because I like her, but I see some things. I want her to do well. And then you also got to take into consideration because she said, maybe I don't want to announce the pregnancy. Let me close some deals first. And I'm like, baby girl, you don't know what's going to happen. What if you had, God forbid, like anything could happen. I just want her to be able to enjoy. I like Cardi. It makes me sad that we have to,
It makes me think of, and a lot of women do this, even though they're good, that to switch back off, to get off of survival mode, she's programmed, even if it's not necessary to do everything you think you need to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's, you gotta understand that we're talking about her. There's a man involved.
He's 31 and has been popular. She said they're very supportive of each other. She also said that she's still scared of her parents. But I don't think she's that scared. or maybe she does it scared. Because Cardi, one of my girlfriends I was talking to, she was like, Christal, this is a person that was a stripper and used to go live from the strip club. Like, she's not changed who she is just because she's been successful, because I really wish she had given it some time.
Maybe you should.
Should what?
You should change when you're successful. Maybe you should.
Maybe you should. Not even more opportunity. Maybe you should. But I mean, she's 31. Tammy says, in Georgia, isn't that baby presumed to be Offset's legally since they are still married? That's a good question, and that's what I heard. That's what I've heard that.
Well, here's the thing. This is one of those things where, I mean, if they want to use it against him, they would. But
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is where it becomes tricky. I'm glad somebody mentioned that. It'd be like, okay, well, you got, the law gets tricky. So either we doing that or we not doing that.
Yeah. It has to. It only works for certain situations. But I believe that the divorce is final. I believe that their divorce is final, at least according to the interview with Gail. She said she went through a messy divorce. If it is final, it just became final. I mean, because it definitely, like I said, the baby was just.
It's still when the baby's conceived.
It was still when the baby's conceived.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay, let's move on to another topic. And Mo, this is about man, so I do think that you can comment on this before we get into tonight's conversation. This is about Ayesha Curry. Now, before I put this up on the screen,
glad you.
I watched this. Who did she do the interview with? Because I was watching her interview, Ayesha Curry's interview, and every time she talks, I get a little more concerned. But I'm a big believer in this. Two cannot walk together unless they are agreed, right? So you have people that are married go through trouble, and everybody has ups and downs. However, when people have been married for a long time, and you and I talk about this, we just talked about this the other day. You cannot tell me that you're 100% miserable and you have been in something for 10 plus years. You are not miserable. You want to tell me that you are. And if you are, you aren't miserable enough, right? So I say all that to say, Ayesha Curry says a lot of things that do make us scratch our heads, men and women. But Steph Curry has never scratched his head publicly, and if he had scratched it in the house, she would not still be talking. But I remember the first interview I heard her say that it made her feel some kind of way that men don't hit on her because she's the wife, but women hit on Steph. She said that years ago. Now, recently, I can't remember who she was talking to. If somebody saw the interview, please let me know in the chat. But she said that when they were in school, she was the one that was the big deal, right? She said that she didn't even know he was going to play basketball. She was the one that, I think she was doing theater, and she was the one that she was the star. And obviously, from what we've heard, she was, one of the prettiest girls in the school. And she said that she was surprised and she kind of wondered what happened to her. You know who else said this? And she's coming back to Potomac this season, Monique Samuels. Monique Samuels was a Call Her Daddy podcast. Okay, maybe that was it. I saw the interview and I was just like, here she goes again. She really feels some kind of way, but I think it goes back to her having pretty privilege, which, side note, hilarious that Saweetie said that her rap career did not go further because of pretty privilege, and people did not agree with that.
Might be a little truth to that. We'll get to that though.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Okay. So anyway, I think Ayesha Curry could have suffered from pretty privilege because she was supposed to be she was used to getting all the attention in the relationship. Then Steph becomes this bigger than life NBA star. And now, she's not. And she did say guys are not, because the fact that men respect her husband, they don't step to her to try to cheat. She basically sounded like she was a little upset about that. So now what I want to ask you is this. So I saw that there was a social media influencer that got online and was basically talking about, this is ridiculous. Every time she does these, she knows this. Every time she does these interviews, the comments are like, yo, what in the world? She wants to cheat. Everybody had a problem with it. He gets online, he does a whole video. Now, the funny thing is, then Killer Mike steps into the chat. And Killer Mike steps into the chat and he says, my ninja said she want to go be glow. Because she does want to, it feels like she wants to glow up. Man, Steph doesn't deserve the embarrassment, for real, for real. God bless him. So Killer Mike said that. My question to you, Mo, thank you, PRMB. What do you say as a man to a man speaking about, because he was actually speaking in support of Steph Curry, but he was talking about his wife. And one thing I do know is men who take marriage seriously, they will protect their wives at all costs. So do you think that Killer Mike was wrong? And if so, why?
No, just as you often say, like, two sides could be right.
Yes.
I think on one hand, message is loud and clear to the men. You know, it's just that the guy that wants to gamble on shooting this shot with her and giving her attention, does she necessarily want to cheat? I don't know about that. I think it's more about being validated. But not on the guy at the grocery store level, like on
one of his peers. One of his peers.
Somebody that, if let's say if something did go bad, that she's still good. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which will be tough.
Yes.
You know, and then at the other time, it's like, I don't have a level of compassion for her because I think she's speaking reckless and it shows that she doesn't respect him. Even if you feel that way, to get on
numerous podcasts
or for national television, because she did it on the Little Red Book.
Okay.
With old girl and Jada. I didn't mean to say old girl.
Red Table.
Red Table, pardon me.
Said the Little Red Book. I was like, what is this new show?
I know it was Red something. Okay.
That's the first time I saw her do it at Red Table. And that was a crazy platform to do it on.
Right. And it just seemed like, you know, for Steph to even, he can't. Anybody smart would advise him, don't say nothing.
He doesn't.
Right. And he won't ever, you know, and until his career is over, maybe, or the relationship is over. But even then, he still comes off as a class act, right?
Three or four kids. So, and they all look like him and her. They look like a blend.
Obviously, she doesn't consider that.
She doesn't.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, the kids go.
I hate to say that she don't know, because she has to know, because this happens every time she talks.
The dude that it's going to happen, in my opinion.
What's going to happen?
She might have to drop down a tier or two, but for that attention and that validation, she will. If she hasn't already.
She can't be having a midlife crisis because she's been doing this over and over.
That shift from, I mean, I've seen it from when someone gets attention in the room, and then let's say someone else shows up late, just as attractive or just as whatever. And sometimes it's not even that, it's just new energy introduced to the room. And that attention shifts.
But I think like I said, she got used to being the girl that was the focus of attention. And this is new, because now she's not even the most popular one in her relationship. She is.
The women that probably go after Steph look just as good,
if not younger.
You know what I'm saying? When you on campus, it's one thing.
That's true.
But the world is the campus now. And all for you and on to him. It's notable of what he is, how much he makes, all these things. So,
and the fact that he seems to be a very good husband. I don't know what he does in his private time, but the way he shows up, the way he cares for his family, to some women that are home wreckers, that's an attractive quality.
And then we have to look at, she has to be respectful to him also because of his parents. And his parents are not together and have a nasty divorce.
Yeah.
His pops bringing younger women to the that. It's crazy. So like one person can't be protective of the relationship. It doesn't.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it because Killer Mike said what he said. Steph Curry came back at Killer Mike and said, Killer Mike, nah, not you, Mike. I'm cool staying silent and letting those other clowns have their moment. And you're the worst. He's talking about the guy that did it. But you're better than that, Killer Mike. Stay in your lane and let God keep blessing me like he is. We are good over here. What are your thoughts about Steph Curry's response?
Listen, Ayesha, whether she knows it or not, she might have his number. And no matter what that is and the attention that he's getting, he's still giving his attention to you.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, that felt like a man. Like, once you have that, I don't care how much money you get, the one you love is the one you love.
Yeah.
And you can see other things. It's nothing, no one said for him to be blind, but for him to react and know in his heart that I love her and hopefully she loves me enough to respect me, to even if you feel this way, please do not make it public. And that's where it gets a little murky to me. It's,
Linda V says, here's my advice to Ayesha: go get a BBL, change your wardrobe, and post some thirst trap pics. You'll get a lot of attention. Linda, because she does. I knew that he was saying that she wanted to be like Glorilla. That's what, because Glorilla says, my man, I love it outside. I hate it home because I hate it home,
I want to think that's, he's exaggerating the guy, because I saw it. I saw the guy say that. And he's being, he's being a little extra. I just think and I don't think you have to do it. She's a pretty woman with clothes on. You don't necessarily have to do that.
But I will say, one of my friends told me today, he said, we think of eye candy as somebody that's showing their goods, got a lot of makeup on, and putting all their energy into promoting their sexuality. She's a pretty woman. I think people look at her with respect because she is with this man. A lot of times if people respect your husband and he's holding you down, they will have a lot of respect for you. So I think she wants the attention, saying that she's hot and she's desirable. And that attention, the fact that men are not giving that to you means they respect you.
Thank you. This is where the wires get crossed. It's just like regular candy, right? Eventually, it'll mess up your teeth.
Yeah.
Right? So, same thing, fellas. Yeah,
that's very true.
Fellas, the eye candy is just good it's not even good for the eye at the end of the day. You look at it and you keep it moving.
Right.
And
don't do none of this. It's not good.
The respectable thing, believe it or not, weighs more than us. Don't trade in your respect.
That part.
Or
some attention, because attention is not real.
Not even good. You have to put it in context. It's not even good attention.
It's not. But see, women don't know the difference between good attention and bad attention. Trust me, they don't.
Oh, I know, but if I say it, I'm the worst. They just don't like it when men say it. We've been saying it.
Well, the reason that we say it is because you guys are hypocrites.
No, we look and you look at the look and be like, I want him to look at me like that. And it's like, do you know what that means?
Ayesha is gorgeous, but when one of my best friends said she looked like a Cabbage Patch Chucky doll, she also wasn't wrong. Hey, you there?
I can see that.
I just wish I wish that she would take into consideration how it makes her husband look when she does those conversations.
But does her thing supersede? Because at the end of
because this has been over 10 years that we've been hearing this conversation.
When you do that, when you want men to lust over you, that's all that's going to happen. And you know why? Because all we want to do is the oochie coochie, my friend. That's all we want to do. That's what lust does. That's it.
It does that?
The oochie coochie, my friend. Is it?
All right. With that being said, let's pivot to our question of the day. There is another word, guys, that they have given us that we are now breaking down. This is called digital haunting. Digital haunting is when you have broken up with someone, but you are still stalking their social media pages. And or the person that you were going out with, you have broken up with them, but you are excited because he still be in my stories. I see him in my stories. So I want to ask, is there an etiquette in your opinion, Mo? Because I have one. I believe that when you break up with someone, you do not get caught looking at their page. I believe that's totally wrong. I don't believe that you block them. I know you and I disagree about that. We talk about that all the time because Mo will block a chick in a minute. I like to let him look. I'm not a dream killer. I let you look. I let you see what you could have had if you had stayed. However, now Instagram has a new feature that will allow you to see who is looking at your page if you download another part of the app. So I believe, ladies, we do not get caught. You don't give a man the satisfaction of looking at his page and being in his story is wild, because when you go on someone's story, it shows that you're there. When you go on someone's TikTok, it shows that you were there. So who is doing that? But obviously a lot of men are doing it. What say you?
Well, the problem with the Instagram thing is sometimes you don't mean to get on people's stories. I've looked at one person's story and it jumped to the other person I wasn't trying to see. Now this person thinks that I'm looking at them.
Are you sure you weren't trying to see?
No, I'm not. No, but somebody was like, once you go up, scroll across all the way across first to see if, like, y'all doing that much work lets me know that you do care. You know, but to me, man, it depends on, I don't block everybody. It depends on how it ended. If I decide to block you, if it ended nasty, I'm definitely blocking you. If we're cool, there's plenty of women I did not block. So it depends on how
it bad date and will block somebody before the date is over.
Yeah, well, it depends on what I felt about that person. I just feel like why do I want to look at you when if I'm not dealing with you or messing with you, I'm not messing with you. It ain't about, oh, that's sassy to block. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm just saying, I don't feel like looking at you. I don't care to look at you, and I'm minding my business. And that's the best.
Well, you know, that's Tammy says, I block, my friends block, my mama blocks, we all block. I want to say that because I have a friend that, you know, her and her husband went through a divorce, right? And she blocked him, and then he started liking my page and leaving comments, and she said, Christal, you got to block him too. So I blocked him, but I didn't know that I didn't know that was what was going to happen. And so I do see, Tammy, we have to, if I don't necessarily think I would tell my friends to block someone that I, you know, unless I just don't think I would do that. But I do see that is the norm, because I was told I had to block him. I blocked him because he was trying to be slick though, because he'll leave a comment on my page, and he would never have left a comment on my page before him and no girl broke up.
That's where it becomes slick. That's why, fellas, you got to do it before just do it in general.
No, he messed up, and so he was trying to. But let me tell you guys what this digital haunting is. Digital haunting is not like ghosting. It happens when an ex disappears from your life, but continues to silently watch your every move on social media, liking old posts, or subtly engaging without real communication. So this is when people are actually saying something to people, leaving a message. That's weird. Now, at the point that they start to leave messages, I think that person may be crazy. It can keep people emotionally tethered to past relationships. It prevents healthy closure and moving on, and it reflects how social media is reshaping the boundaries of intimacy and breakup etiquette. It says that digital haunting is damaging for mental health and emotional healing.
Just block them then. Like, we coming up with all these terms and everything. It's like for every solution, they got a new problem. And you want to give it a name.
They do keep coming up with these crazy names. Digital haunting, like that's crazy. Like they're not a ghost, but I do think it's weird. I do think it's weird that people would make comments on people's page that you've broken up with. Like they don't want to hear. Maybe you're trying to reach out. I do know that it's a lot of D. I think I do think it's weird sometimes when people, like I've had friends break up and the friends start trying to engage, on your page, like I said just a minute ago. And I know another situation like that. But I just think we're just spending way too much time worried about if he wants to look. I'm not look.
Why are you
on my page? I don't care.
If you feel okay, I've had situations where I stopped seeing somebody, not necessarily bad, but then their homegirl.
Oh.
She's never said happy birthday before. But happy birthday. I might have said happy birthday, and then they put back thank you with a heart. I don't think the heart was necessary. That actually happened today, by the way. I didn't think the heart was necessary. That could have looked a little crazy. But
wait a minute. You said happy birthday to them?
No, to the friend, because I'm cool with her friends, but I wasn't expecting her to reply with not like hit the heart, but put a heart emoji. Not like she liked it. It's a different type of heart.
Yeah.
She actually went and put the heart emoji from the, that kind of thing. And I was like, I don't know how your friend would take that, but it's all good.
Yeah. Maybe just thank you.
Yeah, that's all she could have did. But I could see how a friend might take it the wrong way, but we'll see. But I just believe that, you play it cool. Don't be liking, because I've seen situations where it'd be a guy friend of mine, and it'd be a chick that I introduced to him one time. We were out. Now all of a sudden he's following her.
Did you introduce him to her as someone that you were seeing?
No, she's with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Someone that you're seeing.
Right. Well, I don't know about seeing, but hanging out with me. But he knows we're together, even if it's for that night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's following her, and you know how you can see who follows who, some of the people that follow him.
Yes.
Like how did he even know her? He knew it through me.
Yeah.
And then but also to get their followers up, and I know men do, and go to certain men's thing and pick out all the chicks that's in his, and you start following them.
That's crazy.
That's a fact.
That's crazy. Anybody that does that needs some help. That is crazy. Find your own women on Instagram. Tammy says, I had an ex that I blocked show up at my father's funeral.
I'm glad you brought that. Who said that?
That was Tammy.
Because I know someone that showed up, went out of state, or tried to go out of state to an ex's funeral. It wasn't with me, but right. They were sisters going to her ex-mother-in-law's funeral, but they were like married 30 years ago.
That's crazy.
Whole new boyfriend. I'm like, well, how does he feel about that?
Oh, yeah. That's woo. What do you do if you're not getting all the Christal notifications? You may have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. That way you can that you should get the notifications. Y'all know all these social media platforms are weird, you know what I mean? But just unsubscribe and resubscribe so that maybe it'll refresh it. That's crazy. That is crazy. I just think that, it's only so much. I personally would hate to have to tell my friends to unfollow or block, Because I do know some people will make a fake page and follow people. Like it's just, it's too much. It's too many ways. It's just too many ways. So I would just say, just ignore people. You know, because even if you block them, they can still make. I know so many people that make fake pages.
And people, I know someone that sends someone else to my TikTok page.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I see them in my and I'm like, but
Just let them watch.
But
let them enjoy the show.
They told me that they send them over there to look.
Yeah, that is too much energy, Tammy. It is trolling, and it's just too much. It's too much. But I don't have time to worry about that. I think like you got to figure out where you can put your time. And I don't feel like you cannot bother me as a digital haunter. Because truth be told, it's not just exes. It's not just romantic exes. It's more friends that ain't really friends, or people that you may have fell out with or are jealous. It's more people like that than it is like romantic exes. It's a lot of that. Friends that really don't wish you well. I see it like, because I'm like, how you step, if you're out talking to somebody, they're like, oh yeah, I saw you did such and such, but you didn't like it, you didn't say nothing. Why are you on my page and you're gonna say I saw it, but you didn't, you didn't congratulate me then, but you congratulate me now?
That's true. That's true. So let me ask you this: if you have a friend and you have an achievement, and they never, because I hear people saying, I'm going to start unfollowing people because you never like or never comment on a post.
Mm-hmm. I heard you say that too. I really just don't care.
Yeah,
I care less. Even if I know some friends that follow and they're not really my friends and they really aren't happy for me. I don't care, because I feel like I'm so focused moving forward with what God has for me, and the people that I do know care about me are there. I can't worry about your negative energy. If you want to lurk on. I don't care.
That's what it is.
I don't care. Now, moving on to our main topic for the day. We did not do our dating disasters, dilemmas, and deal breakers because I wanted to save that for a very special part of this show that we're going to do today. I saw my good friend Scorpio Mo posted on his page today 9 things to do if you're going to come to his house.
It's actually 10. Number 10 is to...
let's play this and let's walk through this, because I just feel like, and I don't have one of these because I am married now. I was married and I has been married. I has been with my husband for almost 5 years now, but I'm going to be talking about some of if I agree or disagree with some of these ridiculous rules that Scorpio Mo has for visiting his house, specifically for any of you ladies that have aspirations to visit Scorpio Mo's house. Let's get into this, because I just felt like this needed to take precedence over today's conversation, because I guess these are dating deal breakers. Well, they're deal breakers for the house. So that's what it is, deal breakers for the house. So let's get into this, and then let's talk about it once we listen to Scorpio Mo. Now, make sure you guys listen to these reasons so we can talk about them after we listen.
Rules to staying the night at my place. It's a Minute with Mo. Let's go. Wash your ass before climbing into my bed. That should be self-explanatory. Number 2, if you have a crazy ex, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a fiance or husband, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb, because I don't want to hear ding, 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 ding all night. Number 3, I sleep in the dark. There's no nightlight, there's no lamp, and there's no light illuminating from the TV. Speaking of TV, that brings me to number 4. When it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. And if you don't like it, go home. But if I'm in a good mood, you can have it down real low. But you better turn that TV off before you go to bed. Because if I wake up in the middle of the night and you're asleep and that TV is on, I'm waking you up and putting you out. Rule number 5, the room temperature will remain 72 degrees all night long. All night long. Rule number 6, no photos. No pictures whatsoever. Not one. If you don't like it, go home. Rule number 7. If I wake up early in the morning and I ask you, what are you about to do? That's your cue to pick up all your stuff and make a beeline to the door. It's time to go. Rule number 8. If your homegirl calls you and she asks you where you're at, under no circumstance are you to tell her you're here with me. Now, I don't care where you tell her you're at. You just don't tell her you're here. It's none of her business. Rule number 9. If you leave here in one of my t-shirts, basketball shorts, socks, or hat, I'm gonna need that back in 5 business days. No excuses. Rule number 10. Read all the 9 rules all over again so it's understood before you stay tonight exactly what's happening in the rules at my place. I'm Scorpio Mo. Get it, got it, gone. You know.
Sounds fair to me.
Okay, so I just want to point out first, we're going to go through these, but it sounds like those are rules for women who are otherwise engaged in relationships. For us to start out, of course, be clean before you come into the bed, because obviously there are adult games about to ensue. But to say, if you have a boyfriend, husband, fiance, or significant other, please leave your phone on do not disturb. What type of women are these?
Well, you might not be any of those women, but if you happen to be.
But the fact that it's in the countdown means that that's a problem.
No, because everything that I've mentioned are things that happen and I've learned along the way that make me uncomfortable in my space. If I stay the night at your house, I will follow whatever your rules are. But in my space, and I didn't just come up with these, I bumped my head on these things.
That's my point. That is my point. So what I'm asking you is this: can we be honest about this? If a woman has a fiance, a husband or fiance is wild, but it was boyfriend, significant other, fiance, or husband, doesn't she need to go ahead and leave the phone on so that she doesn't end up losing said security totally?
You keep it on silent. That noise in the middle of the night, bing, 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 I've dealt with it. Trust me, I've dealt with it.
Is it always from significant others?
Yeah, because they'll be like, yo, he left me 17 messages. And I'll be like, hey, man. Like,
let me just ask you this. I would assume I've never been open to dealing with someone that had a significant other, but if I was, and if I did not want them to leave said significant other for me, then I would be like, go ahead and answer that so that he can feel comfortable, so that we don't have to hear that. Because I'm just saying, I don't know how a woman gets up in the morning after having been left 17 messages and explains that away. That is going to,
Not my problem. Listen, but what is my problem is handle that in the parking lot. Even if you come in, take care of that. These are, at this point, this is going to sleep. This isn't like when you first get there, I allow a little cushion, but this is bedtime. It's time to go to sleep. We're going into bed, we're going in the room. Like all this stuff, electronics, taking photos in my room, all this stuff is prohibited.
Okay. I mean, I'm just asking the questions that I felt needed to be answered. I would just, but I feel like sleep is going to happen in the heat of the night. And I feel like if your man calls you at 2 a.m. and you don't answer, that's going to make him be very, very suspicious. And I feel like as a side dude, you should be attempting to help her remain in that relationship in a safe way.
You shouldn't have been cheating. You shouldn't even be over here. But the fact that you are.
Facts. That's true.
The fact that you are
loose.
Hey, that's a small portion of, but I try not to detain that. But what I'm saying is, if you are, then you cover yourself. I'll do the best I can, but you're supposed to secure the perimeter before you get here. Alibi, so on. Y'all, first of all, I know how slick women are. So if I didn't know, y'all are very crafty and very slick. So they know what to do.
So you're saying is get your lies together so they do not cause me.
He already has it. but you just gotta align. You do it right before. You don't talk to him all day, then come over here and do that. No, you talk to him right before. I don't care if you were downstairs or whatever. Before you come into my place, secure all of that before we get in here so we can have a comfortable, good evening.
Have you ever, now I would be concerned, just to stay right there for a second. What about if there is a tracker on the phone? Have you ever encountered that issue?
I think I did. They won't admit it, but I did have an incident where it was sort of along them lines. And
when you say they, is it more than one person?
No, this particular woman.
Okay. Nowadays, I don't know if the they is binary or just, yeah.
We couldn't really prove it, but he was in the vicinity. And it got a little hairy for her, not for me.
So what would you have done if he had showed up at the door? Because that could be dangerous.
Well, well, the first thing she did was moved her car from my building to another building. It was, I don't even want to get into it because you know the party, but
I don't know the party.
Actually, you do. But I don't know. That's like I said, I try not to entertain that, and that was a situation that I did not know at first, and then the person came clean, but my part of it was I still entertained it. So at that point, it would be on me. But they would tell me it's over, it's over, it's over. I never truly believed it, never truly cared. But it is what it is.
Yikes. Okay, so take us through. So that one just concerned me a little bit because I just.
Also, I am permitted to carry a weapon.
Okay, so
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I'm not a violent man.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. But if somebody comes to your door, you don't want to go there. But we should never go there, but we may have to go there.
I got a door camera. I got a, hopefully that's not the situation, but they assured me. And this person has the thing on their car and not on their phone to detect
where the other person is.
No, not where the other. Well, in this particular situation, they could see it's a camera from their garage pointing, and they could see his car.
So where if he leaves or comes,
right, but this thing, he was at work and then went home and then came back
out. My God. And it just, I mean, it can't be worth this. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to another number. What was take us through them, Mo. What was number 3? I got hung up at number 2.
Was it the room temperature?
Well, I mean, I'm not mad at the room temperature because I feel like if it's your house, why would people come over and be touching on the thermostat?
I got a lot of people not a lot of people. I have some women that would come in my situation, and for some reason, women like to tell you what you should be doing. I had a woman tell me my pictures were too high. I had a woman was like, you should put this. I don't like that. I don't like that. But when they come in with the temperature thing, and I understand women could be a little cold sometimes, I do 70, 72. That's my
70 to 72.
It's usually 72, not higher than that. I might drop it down a little lower. I got blankets, comforters, throws, all those things. Try to make my company comfortable.
Okay. One of the things that I was concerned about. Let's talk about this TV thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You said that you don't. Basically, you said that when it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. That sounds like a stodgy old man. Like, it's time to go to bed. I need the room to be dark, not the light illuminating from the TV.
When it's a work day, hey, respect this. If it's a work day, this is how I maintain this is going to work. Now, respect the rules. If I'm feeling good, if I don't have to work, it's not a problem. But don't like is when, because I do excuse it. I try to be what do you say? Show some type of hospitality.
Yeah, accommodating, yes.
But what happens is, they be like, is the TV too loud? And I'm like, you turn it down a little bit, or no, it's fine. but they'll fall asleep.
Yeah, that's me.
And I wake up and it's like, and I can't go back to sleep because the TV's on and the remote is on their side.
Yeah, that's
so.
that's
My thing is, if I'd be like, no, it's cool, respect me, and turn the TV off.
Can I just say, as someone that does fall asleep with the TV on every night, that's the whole purpose. You don't know when you're falling asleep. I'm the type of person that can, because every night I try to watch this. I have tried to watch this Love Con romance scammer show on Netflix every night for like the past 2 weeks. I get 30 minutes in, and the next thing I know, Netflix is watching me. I don't know when I fell asleep. I really don't feel like I'm that tired. And then I wake up and it's gone. It's run through and I got to start back over again. Falling asleep means I don't know when it's going to happen. Now, if I were to say intentional, I think this, some people are intentional. I'm going to sleep. And they turn I know you turn the TV off. I am not like that. I will sit, because thankfully Adrian likes the TV on more than I do, because he likes it loud. And then what I don't like, let me just say this, I'm just going to put my stuff in there. What I don't like is that he likes the TV on. I like to watch something before I fall asleep that is soothing or funny. You know me, I love comedy. So I will watch the same comedian, the same things over and over, and I'll laugh to myself every time. Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, I will watch it and laugh. I like to feel good when I go to sleep. Adrian likes to watch violent, like, I don't want to hear all that. I can't go to sleep hearing somebody get tortured and killed. Like, I'm trying to go to sleep. You know, you get into that fog where you feel yourself drifting, and I hear graphic killing. I just be like, oh my God, I can't listen to that. That is not soothing. I can put on Martin and go to sleep easily because it's fun, it's light. I don't like the
I agree. Even when I do turn the TV off, before I turn it off, I try to make sure. I tried to, a couple weeks ago, watch the documentary on Netflix about Katrina.
Oh yes, I tried that too.
I turned the TV off. Uncomfortable dreams.
Yeah, you can't watch stuff like that. I'm telling you guys, watch fun, light stuff.
I tried to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Oh heck no.
Man, you understand? I go to work, it's dark.
No, I'm telling y'all, because our subconscious is very important. Actually, now I go to sleep. I definitely will listen to comedy, or I will listen to a sermon, because I will listen to a sermon. I sent you Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell, sir. Like, I'll listen to that, because then if I fall asleep, I'm okay. But Adrian, he will watch some type of Viking killer movie, and I don't want to hear an axe going through somebody's neck at 3 a.m. I don't like it.
You're actually supposed to, and I do it sometimes, supposed to turn off the TV about an hour or 40 minutes before you go to bed.
You are. And your phone too, because that's one thing that he doesn't like that I do, because my phone will cast a bright light. Because you're not supposed to do that. Okay, I got some more questions about your countdown. Why? Now I will just say this: but when I was dating, I didn't really spend the night. I wouldn't spend the night over a guy's house unless I'm really into him. D said Pastor Anthony is too loud for sleep. No, it actually does once he gets into the sermon, because he's gonna yell a lot in the beginning and probably in the end. But once he gets in and it's in a good rhythm, then he just chills out and he's just giving you the text. But yeah. If I'm seeing a person and we're in that, we're exclusive in a relationship, then, and I stay the night, then I do want my friends to know where I am, because what if something happens to me? I need them to know. How come you're telling your girls that they cannot tell where they are? That is very unsafe for a woman.
You got to do that before you get. I don't mind if you take a picture of my license plate. I don't care about none of that.
I used to do that, y'all.
But once you're in,
Why? Why is that bothering you if she says, I'm over here with Mo, we just watching a movie.
Everybody's on Do Not Disturb unless it's your kids.
So you can't talk. So basically it's not the fact of her telling where she's at. You just don't want her answering the phone?
No, because what happens is I've seen, it hasn't happened in a while, but casually talking to a friend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm over Mo's house. And I'm like, who is that? I don't even know who you're talking to. You just telling people that you're here with me. I might not want that out. No,
That's my point. The point is you don't want it out.
No, but it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Because what do? You be like, who are you talking to? Isn't that what the normal people reaction is?
But I want you to know where I'm at in case.
You should have told them that before you left where you was going.
You got a lot of rules.
Now, if you're here,
old man,
you didn't intend to stay the night, and you need to call someone and be like, I don't mind you calling someone. Just don't tell them where you're here with me. You can tell them anywhere.
I need them to know that because I need them to know where I'm at.
Put your location on the thing and send it to them.
You just finicky as hell. I swear to God. Let me ask you this. Why can't they take a picture?
Why do you need to take a picture? Why do you need to take a photograph?
First of all, people take photos of everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Eating. What if they are snuggled up? You guys are snuggled up having cuddle time, and they just take a picture of you guys hands holding hands, and they post it on their Instagram.
Third for my ladies. What happens if I'm asleep and maybe drool or something coming out and she's like this? Oh, no. I'm not taking no pictures. You don't take no pictures. None. That's reserved for my woman at the crib. I don't need people knowing if I don't know. Nah, we're not doing that. Especially the married people or the people that's in something.
I am hoping that there are going to be less married or girlfriends or fiancés of other people at your house.
The situation I'm telling you, I did not know until months later.
And you continue to have the company.
I did.
I'm just saying. So can we try as we move slowly into 2026?
I thoroughly ask now.
Yes, but I don't think they should be over there if they have a fiance.
I did not know.
No, I'm saying we're not talking about the past. Moving into the future.
Oh, yeah. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, we don't need that. Now, if she has a boyfriend, boyfriends can come and go, especially in your 40s.
No, because they're just as crazy. Nah.
Okay.
He's all the way out behind theirs. Because he might think it's something more than, I'm not doing that. Nah.
Renee said, no face, no case. I'm just like, okay, so, well, why did you say that they have to mind they get out? And then if they don't like, why do you have to always be telling people? I'm going to play it one more time because I know there's some more. I don't like the way that you say, if you don't like it, you can get out. I don't like it. I think it's not, you can tell you're not from the South. It's not hospitable. And I just think that women, I know this is funny for your social, but you don't tell people that because you have kicked people out. So I just want to say, I don't like it. Let's go through this list again, you guys, and let us know if we have forgotten anything that's important to be brought up in this discussion.
Rules to staying the night at my place. It's a minute with Mo. Let's go. Wash your ass before climbing into my bed. That should be self-explanatory. Number 2, if you have a crazy ex, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a fiance or husband, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Because I don't want to hear ding, 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 ding all night. Number 3, I sleep in the dark. There's no nightlight, there's no lamp, and there's no light illuminating from the TV. Speaking of TV, that brings me to number 4. When it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to bed. And if you don't like it, go home. But if I'm in a good mood, you can have it down real low. But you better turn that TV off before you go to bed. Because if I wake up in the middle of the night and you're asleep and that TV is on, I'm waking you up and putting you out. Rule number 5, the room temperature will remain 72 degrees all night long. All night long. Rule number 6, no photos. No pictures whatsoever. Not one. If you don't like it, go home. Rule number 7, if I wake up early in the morning and I ask you, what are you about to do? That's your cue to pick up all your stuff and make a beeline to the door. It's time to go. Rule number 8. If your homegirl calls you and she asks you where you're at, under no circumstance are you to tell her you're here with me. Now, I don't care where you tell her you're at. You just don't tell her you're here. It's none of her business. Rule number 9. If you leave here in one of my t-shirts, basketball shorts, socks, or hat, I'm gonna need that back in 5 business days. No excuses. Rule number 10. Read all the 9 rules all over again so it's understood before you stay tonight exactly what's happening in the rules at my place. I'm Scorpio Mo. Get it, got it, gone. You know.
Why do you have to say, get out? I'll get you. And I know that you're just saying that because it's funny, but there's no way that if somebody falls asleep with the TV on, you're going to wake them up and put them out. I'd call BS.
Moving forward, this is why this is up there. I will say that, but I thought of something like, this is my thing. It's 72 degrees, it's black, the ceiling fan's on. I've had women who said,
people, don't say people, say women.
But I'm thinking they know, but some people don't. Women who, I gotta have a night. Like, I was in a full-fledged relationship for 5 years, and she had to have some time, and I put up with that.
That's why. Okay, let's have grace and consideration. I was gonna say, what if some people are afraid of the dark? Some people are, especially at a strange house.
Well, if we're in a relationship, it's not a strange house, and I'm here for protection. Damn it! that might not mean nothing to some people, but it means a lot to me. Go ahead. I know you got something.
I'm just saying, if I'm afraid of the dark, as much as I would like to tell you that you would ease my fear, I may still be a little bit afraid. I may still be a wee bit afraid.
You definitely got to go home because you don't have any faith in me.
I'm just saying, when people are afraid of the dark, they're afraid of like the dark, not what? Oh my God, hold on. I just got a weird text message. Yeah. Yeah, no. You that's not fair. And if you, as Terry said, what are we for? No, there are some people that are not comfortable with it being dark. And especially because, listen to this, I may have to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Okay. I don't know my way around. Okay.
This person lived here. If they don't know their way around, I don't know what to tell them.
I don't say that they're just visiting, Mo. They're not living there.
Like, to go to the bathroom and turn it back off. You don't need it running.
How am I going to find it if it's dark? I'm feeling around. I may stub my toe.
The lamp on both sides of the bed. Turn the lamp on, go to the bathroom, come back, turn the lamp off, get in the bed. What?
I sure hope you don't be waking up and being hateful to people. Come on, go home. If they turn the lamp on and you wake up. Are you a light sleeper?
Mid, but
I'm saying she turned the lamp on. Now you look at her, because I remember there was somebody at your house and they were eating popcorn. You said that her eating the popcorn was irritating you.
Well, this is why I was trying to go to sleep. I didn't know popcorn was that loud because I kept hearing her dig inside the bag, like, and crunch. I didn't know popcorn was that loud. Me personally.
Adrian gets mad because it may be a little kernel or something in the bed. He gets so mad. It don't even be that serious. If you find a kernel in the bed, put it in the trash. You ain't got to show me. Why you got to turn over, wake me up and show me? It wakes me up. I'm in a dead sleep. Look at this. What? Go to sleep. That's pettiness. Pettiness. Yeah, I don't think you should say that you would kick her out or go home if she doesn't like that. Some people are afraid of it being pitch black.
This is not the place for you. You use your phone for everything else. Take your phone, guide yourself to the bathroom.
Well, you say I got to turn the phone off or something. I mean, how are they going to be able to get to their phone?
I'm not saying turn the phone off. I'm saying turn the ringer off, the notifications off.
It just seems like a lot of rules.
all this comes from me dealing with it, and it makes me, especially if I have to work. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and then you're dealing with somebody that's just.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's go there, because that I thought that was very rude. That if you say, "What are you doing today?" and she may not know that that's the sign that she needs to get ready to leave. If you leave at 4:30, does she have to leave when you leave?
Yeah, you don't live here. You can leave before I leave if you. What am I going to do? Here's the thing, and here's why I talk about going to bed when I go to bed. We all go to bed together on the work day. And the reason why I say that is because I was in a situation where I had a woman and she was moving around my house.
She was moving. She wasn't sleepy yet.
She got up in the middle of the night, went to the other bathroom. I think she went to the other bathroom to do a number 2. That's what I think. And then she was in the other room. I think she made a sandwich.
Don't you want people to make themselves at home?
She was from out of town. She was just moving around.
Was that her first time over there?
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd be so pissed if somebody made a sandwich in my house. I'm like, what are you doing? How dare you go in and make a sandwich? That's crazy. You would have to go.
She made one of them big Flintstone sandwiches. Here's the thing. He didn't even ask. Anyway, I woke up.
Did she tell you that she was going to make a sandwich?
No, I realized I'm touching around, realized she wasn't in the bed. I'm thinking she's in the bathroom. But then I'm realizing I could see if the bathroom light, she wasn't there. Then I walked out in the living room. The TV is on. There's a plate with a half a sandwich on.
I remember the Dogwood comic strip. That is hilarious. Like with all the lettuce and the olives. Oh my! What did she say? Like you had a bruh man moment?
She said she went to the bathroom, couldn't go back to sleep. She said she didn't want to wake me. She used the other bathroom. And then she said she got hungry and said, you don't mind. I didn't mind about the thing, but it just felt funny. A stranger, basically. I mean, I've talked to her out of town. She flew in. And this the crazy part. She actually had a hotel room. And we went on a date because she was like, I'll get a room. I don't want to, cool. We got a room, went on a date, came back to my house. And then she never left. She paid for a room for 2 nights and never stayed in the room. You know why?
You know how when Martin would wake up and bruh man would be there in the middle of the night making a sandwich? That's what it feels like. You're not moving around in my house when I'm asleep. That's weird.
Hey, just like you said, let's say I went to work and I come back. I'm wise enough to know that women are going to snoop around. So,
I can't confirm nor deny that.
Well, you don't have to. I know for a fact they do. And so that's the reason why. If maybe a few times, if I'm comfortable with you and I trust you, I don't want to come back and stole a bunch of stuff and I never seen you again and all kind of. So I got to be comfortable enough to go to work and leave you here.
You should have taken her back to her room.
I remember I went to the store one time.
Did you hear what I said? Edna said you should have taken her back to her hotel room.
I do my best work at my place.
Obviously, you've been doing your best work with people that have extra people or people that get hungry in the middle of the night. How old was this woman? Because that sounds like some old woman stuff.
It's a couple years younger than me. She's from Detroit. She came in town.
That does make sense from Detroit. That does make sense from Detroit. Yeah. So I now I understand that. But I don't. I remember, y'all. I'm gonna tell this story because this is when Mo and I, me, Mo, and another one of our friends, I had to move in with them because I was going through some tough times. And that's when I learned what was going on with single guys. It was a lot happening. But Mo, this particular day, because he had his room was upstairs, mine was down, and the other guys was down, but it was in the front. And a young lady had come over, and she came, and he was trying. All of a sudden, things started to get loud. And he said that when he explained to me that when he wants a woman to leave, he starts to slam cabinets and rattle pots and pans and do things to try to make her wake up so that she would leave. And so when I saw this in the list of things, and you said, if you say, well, what are you about to do today? That means that you're supposed to leave. I don't think women know that, especially if you had a good time. Wait a minute.
That's all men. And usually, especially in that case, but usually it's when you get the call between 3 and 4, and there may be a little, they done had a few drinks, and they say, do you want some company? Whether they're driving, someone drops them off, they come. So this is the purpose. Maybe I'm not that interested. I would never do that. Let me be real clear. I would never do that with a woman I'm interested in. I'll be like, yo, chill, you ain't gotta leave. But if that's the only reason you're there and you stayed a couple.
What if she doesn't know that? Because in this situation, you start to slam cabinets, and I believe that you actually left the home and drove around and came back to make her think that you were leaving.
Well, that was another woman. I told her I was going to church.
You did.
And she left with me.
Yeah.
Both drove out the
but you needed her to get up and get out. Why do you need her to get up and get out so badly?
Well, number one, it don't quite look the same in the morning, if you know what to catch my drift.
I don't catch it. I do not catch it.
The make whatever it is, right?
Okay.
But after that, you come to the you know the phrase. I don't really want to say it too much on here, but you come to realize that this is not, you don't want to spend a lot of time in this situation.
You've come to realize, being the operative word.
Yeah, you come to some sort of clarity.
Right.
I didn't invite her. It's different than if I invite you. If I invite you, I want you to stay. I didn't invite. They're getting ready to call. I wanted to entertain it. It was cool. It might have been a slow night, whatever the case may be. But
right.
Like you coming in there, they've been drinking. Their wig is on crooked. You sitting up there. They didn't bring any, because maybe they didn't anticipate it. I only had one woman that already had a spend the night bag when I didn't even know she was staying the night. I've had a woman ask to borrow my toothbrush, so now I keep extra toothbrush because I was there. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
So was this someone that it just seems like what it sounds like, Mo, is that some of these women did not know that they were just for the fun. They might have thought that there was more.
If that's all we ever did, what could you think it'd be? Especially then, because I was real messed up. But they were
wild. They were coming down from downstairs every morning. And the thing about it is, I would think that if you see a grieving woman, because I was really sad during that time. So if you see a sad friend in the living room or the kitchen, you would probably feel bad and want to leave, but they would not. They would stay. They would try to talk to me, engage me in conversation. It was crazy. They were just, no, he didn't even have hair then. He didn't have hair then.
Once they went downstairs, that was none of my business.
A couple times I got irritated with you because then I wanted to leave and they wanted to talk to me because they always thought that they could talk to me and get to you. So what I would try to do is if I heard the door opening, I would try to run back into my room because every time all his girls would try to get to, have me like them, try to win me over so that I would argue their case with him. But I didn't care. They didn't know that. I just like, well, whatever. Like, Christal, I just know that, I just think that he has some issues and I can help him through that. I'm like, Girl, yesterday said the same thing. Like, I just really want to help him. I just care about him. I think we'll be so good together.
There was a waitress
Jesus.
bartender that lived across the street.
There was. She was sweet, though. I liked her. She was sweet.
She was. She really was. And then I wind up seeing a married woman.
Jesus help us.
And this is what her family, they didn't keep it real with her. They kept it more G with me than they did with her.
The married woman or the one across the street?
The woman across the street's family, because she was staying with her family.
Yeah.
And the woman came over 2 to 3 times a week. I know on Wednesdays and Thursdays for sure.
I didn't know that. I'd be in my room.
And no, this was after you left.
Okay.
So when that happened, I walk her out to the driveway, give her a hug, and they would see it. And do you know they never told her? And then one day she seen it, and she was like, they told her, they was like, yeah, we were hoping you see it, but they never told her.
Why not?
I don't know. They never told her. She saw it herself. We still want to be.
Why did you do it with her living across the street?
Well, I wasn't, and I didn't have a commitment to any of them. I do what I want to do without a commitment. Not understanding. What can you tell me?
But you knew that girl liked you, though.
Yeah, I mean, how do I say this? I mean, if it's 10 women like me, I'm supposed to be like that with all 10 women? Nah, I mean, it's not who they like, it's who I like.
I don't like that, Mom.
I mean, I can't be that, so I'm supposed to.
I hope the women are watching and listening to this and paying attention.
I'm not that now, so I'm cool. I was cool talking about it then, so it's cool.
Yeah, we need to drown Mo in the baptismal pool. I don't think so. I don't know. Because you know what? The baptismal pool is, that's a sacred place. Edna says, hold on. What does Edna say? Edna said, let's see here. I stayed at a date's home in the Bronx. He went to work at 4 a.m. He was a construction manager. He left me there at the apartment. I tried to cook me some breakfast. I set his stove on fire. Yikes. Yikes, Edna. Yikes, Edna. Yikes, Edna. Whoa. Okay. Well, hey.
They left the Patti LaBelle concert, came back. She stayed the night, set the house on fire.
I never stayed at somebody's house until we were in unless we were really together, really only Adrian's. And I did snoop. Do y'all snoop when y'all stay at our house?
Thank you. No.
Y'all just lay there in the bed and don't do nothing. I don't believe that.
I will say this. I might look under the sink. I'm just saying.
What else will you look at? In the kitchen, in the refrigerator, see if there's some food?
Nah, because everything I need to see is in the kitchen and in the bathroom.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not even snooping. I could just scan the room. That tells me everything I need to know about her as far as how she's living is the kitchen and the bathroom. Once those two places are straight, I know the rest of the house is straight.
Okay. What is under the sink, Pierre Envy says?
It depends.
Cleaning supplies?
It depends. It depends if I'm sitting underneath my sink and I just have no. Depends. Or it's just how clean it is, how order it is. I don't purposely look in there. I'm just saying you get to that point, but I don't look. Somebody said pads. That's wild.
That's where I keep my pads. Cleaning supplies.
Whoa, we taking the wrong turn. But
that's just real.
Hey.
It not depends. Don't do that. Hey, you there? I'm talking about. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're talking about menstrual, and there's no reason to be ashamed of them. If you have honey pot products, put them under the sink.
I know somebody that put marbles in their medicine cabinet.
Why? Oh, because they roll out and you can hear it.
And caught a chick going to his medicine cabinet.
That's just too much. That's just too petty.
You know who you're working with. Is it petty that she looked, or is it petty that he did it?
It's petty that he did it.
Oh.
Do you know do you know the trouble I would have been in with so many days? It would have been all kinds of stuff rolling out of the thing. Oh my God. I'd have been in there with just, oh my God, what do I do? But I don't know. I never had guys try to kick me out or anything, but I also didn't stay over at most people's house.
No, but the kicked out situation was warranted. It was a.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I never had, because I became very paranoid dating after staying with Mo and our friend John, because I'm like, what if he wants me to leave in the morning? So I would just get up and start trying to leave myself. And like, where are you going?
No, but I've had situations where the woman was there. I'm like, yo, you ain't got it. It's cool. Like, relax, chill. I just don't want to. And I'm like, nah, you good. Turn on the TV. It's Sunday morning. Da 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 da. Like, it's only the women you don't care to stay, but the women that you actually like, you probably I've had a harder time keeping them there than.
That's not great, because they probably heard stories like this.
But the situation that kind of, you've never met her, but I've had the situation where me and a woman went out, I had a good time, went to 2 spots, and then she was like, well, I'm staying the night. And then she had a bag already made in the trunk.
Well, she was prepared. You like that?
You know how crazy that looked to a man?
Really? But that's what y'all, everything was crazy to you. You like a woman that's prepared. So that just meant that she was being honest.
That looks like you do this a lot. That's what that looks
like. Yeah, but it also looks like you were being honest about your intentions.
That made me a little, it felt a little weird.
Let me ask you this before we get out of here. This has been hilarious, and I hope anyone that's coming to your house has seen this list of deal breakers for the house, and I hope that you don't have to kick too many women out.
If you wouldn't see, and I'm not gonna put people's names out there, but if you see the response I got from it, it's not what you think.
What was the response? They were happy about it? I see a lot of people in the chat were like they agreed with it.
I'll just say they agreed with it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they want to come over. They probably want to, they probably will mind the rules. I'm well aware that my chat is, y'all be saying one thing in the chat and then be in Mo's DM saying something else. We're aware of that. But I do want to ask you this. So we were doing, I reviewed King's Court. You know that. Right. On Monday nights. Right. What would you do, or would you feel afraid if a woman tells you that she went to church, she prayed, she does her vision board, and God told her that you were her husband? Would that scare you?
It would only scare me if I didn't have interest in her.
What if you had a little interest in her, but maybe not to marry her?
I'll look into it a little bit more.
Okay.
I should say I keep her around. I'll look into it a little bit more. I would. I'll be honest with you. I really, really would.
You would believe that?
That's where it becomes tricky. Because it still has to speak to me at some point, right?
Facts.
So I've had situations where it was like things are coincidental, or they'll send me their zodiac sign versus my zodiac sign, and you get these screenshots and stuff, and it's be like.
But if somebody says, Tasha said, please add, she says it while she's doing squats. But if she says God told her, that's different than zodiac sign. Like, would you feel pressure?
That's tough, man. Depending on what she said prior to how she really moves.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, D. Before you go, because I see that she's got to go. Hold on, D. Hold on, you there. Before you guys go, we have exciting information about tomorrow night. Yes. Tomorrow night, we have a special conversation with Tay from Ready to Love. So I don't want you to leave here, D, tonight without knowing that Tay from Ready to Love will be in the building tomorrow at 8. We are excited about our conversation with her. And then, of course, the next day on Friday, we're going to get all into this reunion. But yes, we're going to have a good time with Tay. So come prepared in case a couple of people say they did not get the notifications. This is your notification now. Your notification for tomorrow night. Tay is the one that is with Cisco. And we are talking with Tay. We're talking with Tay about Tommy, talk that talk. We're talking about all of it. Yes. 8 o'clock. Don't miss it. For those of you that said that you don't get notifications, make sure this is your notification now. Make sure that you like this on the way out and spread the news that tomorrow we are talking with Tay at 8 p.m. and it's going to be a good time. We're excited about having her in.
And let's run these numbers up tomorrow. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to have a good time. No, it's Thursday. It's a different night. But we're going to bring it to tomorrow. We're going to have a good time. And hopefully we'll be able to answer some of your questions. She could probably only limited to say but so much. But you guys are intuitive. And you'll be able to pick up on things. And we're going to have fun.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing that you mentioned that, Mo. We cannot ask her to speak to the reunion, right? We can only ask her to speak to what we have seen up so far, which is the entire season, including the finale. We can talk about all of that. We just can't talk about what has happened after the reunion. So we won't be able to ask her, are her and Cisco still together? But we can ask her all the questions that we have had in a respectful way. Of course, you know how we do our guests. We have a good time, but we want to make sure that they have a good time as well. And so I just, people have been asking for us to interview.
We got another one coming on deck. We're working on
another one coming. We're going to save that till after Friday. We got another one coming that's going to be good. Trust me. Tina, somebody said that they weren't getting the alert notifications. That's why I wanted to announce that before people started leaving tonight, because I want people to know what is happening. And it's okay that you have church tomorrow. You can catch the replay, and it will be up tomorrow. As soon as you get in, you can start it right then. Absolutely. and watch it all the way through. But yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a good conversation. I'm excited that she's going to be here. Then we're going to talk on Friday, and then we have another big interview coming. So I'm going to ask you guys, I know everybody got questions about Cisco and his finances and all that, but we're going to have to be, we want to be respectful. We want to get the information. We want to do it in a respectful way. Right. So that is tomorrow night. So we're going to end a little early tonight. Mo, I guess overall your list was approved. It was approved. I just had a little problem with the dark. I think that's a little bit much. Maybe you could have a little bit of empathy for people that may be a little nervous about that. Even finding your phone in the dark can be weird.
Let me tell you something. Have a good performance, and we maybe be a little lenient on the rules.
That's a whole nother conversation. Tammy said, do you see my answer about that? On the post, you guys watched that. We had a good time on the review for King's Court. But I thought it's interesting that a man would not necessarily be scared by that. I'm going to tell you, if a man told me that God told him that I was his wife before I got married, because it was a long time when I did not want to get married. There was a long time when I was single. I was not healed. And when I tell you, I would have put on my tennis shoes so fast. You remember, Mo? I would be out of there. Like I would have been. My tennis shoes were always at the door. I was not sticking around, and that just would be scary to me. So I just can't imagine telling a guy that. But it seems like guys would not. It may not be as scary to them because the guy picked the woman that said that. So
Hell, your friends tell you worse.
What you mean?
Woman's friends will tell her worse than God.
But see, I think my friends will like the person, but to say you're my husband, like, whoo, scary talk. I'm telling you, I would be. This guy told me one time, I will never forget this. He said he was a college professor, and he coached their basketball team. And at that time, my son played soccer and my daughter was a cheerleader. And so I was constantly, and I worked, I had my own business. So I was always busy. He said, well, you're going to have to put my games on the refrigerator, because I had their games on, magnets on the refrigerator. He said, you're going to have to put my games on there so you can be at my games too. And I started hyperventilating. I was like, I can't do nothing else. I can't be in no more games. I had to get out of that relationship. I started feeling so just, oh my God, just smothered. Do you remember that? I was like, I can't go to his games. I don't have any more time. He scared me to death. Oh my God, he was a sweet man, but I just was not ready for that. I hope he wasn't. I'm sure I wasn't the one for him, but I'm telling y'all, I got out of there. He said I had to put his games on the refrigerator. And I was already so busy. I just was like, he's trying to kill me. I can't do anything else. I can't. I don't have any more left. What more do you want from me? In the words of Tyrese, I could not. Oh, yeah. I did see that, Tammy. I don't necessarily agree with that. I didn't think that made him disrespectful. I think Thaddeus was like me. He probably has a lot of hurt and he just is not 100% ready. He said this statement, Mo, that was so interesting. He said, I don't want to fall in love because falling is an uncontrollable act. I want to walk into love.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, a word play, but I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I think because I think when people get hurt, they become they like to control the outcome. That's a part of our defense mechanism to being hurt. I don't like how I felt. I don't want to fall. I don't want to be out of control. I want to be in control. I want to be able to dictate how this goes.
Know what's the best way to be in control? Is to live in each other's fantasies and not reality. How they say, never meet your idols, or never, like, sometimes, man, it's just cool to admire people from afar and let that be. All that stuff. Sometimes it's cool to just live in each other's fantasies, and that's it, man. That's it.
Well, you're not going to be with the person. Like, I would never, at this point, I have accepted that I will not meet Mr. Denzel Washington, and I'm okay with that. But
Denzel already.
What?
You got a Denzel already. You got your Denzel. You're married.
Well, I'm married, but I mean, I'm not saying that he's Denzel. He's amazing in his own way, but he's not Denzel. But I don't
want Denzel now.
I don't want to. My point is, I don't want to meet Denzel anymore. I understand that probably what I thought of him is probably, if I met him, it would probably be crushed. So I have the things I really like.
You see him bald head Denzel act crazy on these interviews. Of course he
is talking quite a bit. He's talking quite a bit. But I do think the older men get, the more they talk.
He's the funniest and wildest he's ever been.
He is. He is. I was like, I would hate to go on a press run with him. I would hate.
Oh, he's more entertaining.
I don't like it. He takes the focus off. He takes the focus off the film. I don't know what's happening. But he has earned his, and he does not care. He does not care about the movie profits or anything. He has done. He is out. Tim says, I love this Denzel. This Denzel would not have been able to end up the best actor of this century, because this one is reckless. He is wild. But no, my point is, I don't want to meet him because I think some things are better off left, that way. But when the person that you are with, I think you have to understand that they're not a fantasy, and you have to be willing to give them grace, right? So, maybe that person that you are supposed to be with, they may, like I said, Adrian and I be going back and forth over I don't like to wake up to the Viking killing. And he doesn't like, he hates reality TV. So you guys know, I do these interviews. He does not like to watch. He does not want to come home and Bell Collective be on in the bedroom. He hates that. But I also don't want to watch football every day. So it just, you gotta be able to be open and be willing to compromise. That being said, tomorrow, Tay will be in the building. I'm excited. I think we should do some fun stuff. We should have some questions for Tay. Let's start out by asking her for a dating disaster, dilemma, or deal breaker.
I like that.
Let's do that. Let's have some good fun with these Ready to Love Philly cast, because I will say this season, I think even though there's a lot of trauma, I think these people were the most real out of the last 6 seasons. The only other real, and even I'm gonna say period, because Atlanta is not real because there's so much reality filming going on here. People were buying, and some of them probably were trying to be on TV too, but they're just a little, they're not polished enough to know how to do it the right way, like to try to be fake. I don't think there was a lot of fakeness. I think there was a lot of realness. And, you know, I really enjoyed this season. I can't wait for Friday, but I think tomorrow is going to be equally as entertaining because we like Tay, and we have some questions. So I think this is a great way to start the reunion weekend off. After that, I'm going to be going to, I'm telling you, I'm going to bring y'all back all the tea that I can possibly do, because I'm going to go to the polo match and see Martell and Ariane, and also the rest of the guys. Now, I did hear that Ariane was in court before we leave. I did hear that Ariane was in court with Martell, and this is what I heard. I'm just going to drop a little bit of scoop before I go. I don't know if this is true. This is allegedly. This person says that coleslaw is Martell's karma. He's really not happy. He's stuck because she trapped him. He's pretending that he's really into her and considering marriage. On the live, I noticed that he was trying to turn her into Mel. She was talking about her hair and lashes, and he said to her in a very aggravated voice, "Can you talk about your nursing school or something motivational, please?" What he doesn't realize is that she represents negativity, home wrecking, trap babies, and taunting wives. The only people that she can motivate are other hoes. She likes to talk about lip gloss and hair. That's her lane. Instead of allowing her to be herself, he's trying to turn her into Mel because he wants melody results. She's not and will never get those type of results. Mumbles so bad you can barely understand her. She says his name every few minutes. So I guess they were on a live, and he said, "Can you please talk about something other?" But again, you got to understand, she has only been, what we know her from is from her boutique and from looking cute. You know what I mean? So there's a verse that says, "Where your treasure is, there is your heart." So whatever you show us, whatever you do, Pastor Philip said this past weekend, and it stuck with me. If you look at a person's bank account, you will know what they love. He said, "I don't need to ask you. You ask a person if they're a Christian. You can look at what they do with their money and see what they care about." And I think when you look at Ariane, you can tell that she puts a lot of energy. I don't know about her bank account, but when I look at her Instagram, I don't see the focus of entrepreneurship and nursing. I don't see none of that. I see cute. I got cute clothes, buy my lipstick, my hair is real and pretty. That's what I see. So I don't think it's fair. And Martell has known who she was. So I don't think it's fair if you get somebody and they are into being a Barbie and you want them to be a boss chick. That's not fair. That's on you. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Do you think he's doing that based on how he feels, or based on how it looks?
Probably how it looks.
Right. That was my point.
Because he was okay with her, period. But I do think he feels pressure, and I do think that Melody presents a bar. And they say, "Christal, you need to go and listen to that live yourself because that person did not give you correct information." It could be. I was just reading you guys a little tea that came into my box. And I don't know, but I also don't know if the live is still up, but I will check it out. But I've heard that from several other people. You guys know, I know a lot of Huntsville people, and they've said that he really does. He feels like he and Melody feel like there's a competition, and he wants to be able to have the same type of respect that she's getting, because Melody has got a lot of things business-wise going on. And but everybody is not the same. So I think if you're going to be with that woman and you've been with her for 12 years, then you need to just be with her and be okay with her as how she is. And I do think that he cares about her because they've been together this whole time. And Martell is able to get another woman if he wanted one. There's something that keeps him locked into that woman. So, you know, hey, just my 2 cents. We'll check it out. We'll do another Huntsville conversation. Just wanted to give that little juice, you know, a little tidbit. If it was good, not. If it's not, spit it out, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Tay. All right, have a great night. Sleep how you want to sleep. And we'll see y'all back here tomorrow at 8.
See y'all tomorrow at 8, y'all.